everyone, today I've got your Passengers movie review. We finally get a movie where Katniss and Star-Lord can save the day together. Yay! Just kidding. Or am I? As far as the story goes, this is a movie that I know when I first heard about it, a lot of people were really looking forward to seeing this movie. It was one of the most highly anticipated movies of the year, and then when I eventually got to wait until the end of the year to see it, I was really disappointed by it. And it actually is unfortunate because it's got two of the biggest names in Hollywood and a movie that is sci-fi themed, and everybody knows that there have been a lot of sci-fi movies as of late. So seeing this, I thought was going to be a refreshing movie with an original story. I feel like it just was really hokey in the end, and it came with an unrealistic quickie romance between the two actors, where you have them on this routine journey through space to a new home where they can live, and there are these two passengers who wake up from their hypersleep, and it's 90 years before the end of their journey. And that's when all the crazy stuff starts to happen. The ship is clearly malfunctioning and going downhill, so it's only a matter of time before something critical can happen, or they can actually try to save the day and save the ship and everyone else who is on board, who clearly is unaware of what is going on. I mean, I wasn't too impressed by it because it really did feel like a generic storyline, even though there were some cool elements. As far as the casting goes, you've got Chris Pratt, who is the first one to be woken up on the ship, and he has no idea what's going on. Clearly everything is confusing to him. Then he has to deal with, well, I am basically going to act like Tom Hanks from Castaway, getting all lonely until you want a friend. So then he makes the tough decision to bring out Jennifer Lawrence's character, and clearly he might have looked into her file or something to know more about her, because he clearly had an attraction with her way before he woke her up. So, you know, it's not just a coincidence. But I think at times they do make a good team, but it did feel like forced acting and laughable at times. It's just not as impressive as I thought it was going to be. And, you know, I do like them in other movies, but in this one it just did not work well. I mean, at least Jennifer Lawrence looked hot in that dress, I'm just saying. And even having other actors in this movie like Michael Sheen, who I actually thought was one of the best parts because he only gets to play an android who is a bartender. I mean, how cool is that? I'll be like, hey, give me a Grey Goose martini, and then I'm done. Lawrence Fishburne, who also has a minor role in this movie, but it could have been done a whole lot better. The things that I did like about this movie, of course, this movie had a lot of cool sci-fi elements to it, and everything I would expect to see in a sci-fi movie, which made it even more entertaining as far as the visuals go. Even though it did feel like other sci-fi movies I've seen in the past, it still had those, scenes full of action and, thrilling moments and things that, had me on the edge of my seat, but only for a short amount of time. But unfortunately, the things that I didn't really like about this movie, it had to be the pacing. I just felt like it didn't really flow as well as I thought it would, and I think that was also a problem with the editing being choppy, and it just didn't have that cohesiveness, and there really wasn't a lot of tension that I was expecting, so the suspense was very slow, and the focus seemed to be more on the relationship of the two main characters rather than their fight for survival, because by the end of the movie, I was very confused as to what all ended up happening. And I don't know if that means I just have to rewatch this movie, unfortunately, but I might just watch it anyway. So overall, I would say The Passengers was one of the most disappointing movies of 2016. It's one of the worst sci-fi movies I've seen, even though I did like certain things about it. But I could still recommend seeing this, but it might not be everybody's cup of tea in the end. So I would give this 3.5 hearts on the heart rate scale. So let me know in the comments what you guys thought of Passengers. And as always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. I've got more movie reviews, movie updates, coming every week for a Trail Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. And I will see you guys later.